Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It is Mary Jo from Mary Jo's Creations, and it is cold this morning. This weather is going to be the death of me. Last week, it was like, for most of the week, it was 80 degrees outside. And yesterday, it was nice. It was like in the 70s. I think like Friday and yesterday, it was nice outside. And of course, today it's dropped. It's, I think, like in the 40s outside. It is absolutely cold. Not as cold as the winter was, but it's still cold. But anyway, that's why I'm wearing a cardigan, my little sweater, because it's cold. And I also haven't gotten ready yet, to be honest, because I did something that I said I wasn't going to do, which apparently seems to be the norm around here. This morning, if you're new here, hi. I'm a little chaotic, so I'm sorry. And I hope you stick around. I am very unconventional, and sometimes I ramble. And sometimes you think I'm not making sense, but in the end, I end up making sense, if that makes sense to you. But I appreciate everyone for stopping by. New or returning, welcome everybody. Now, yesterday, I told you that the squares that I made when I was trying to figure out how to do the sunflower, I wasn't going to take those apart. I was just going to leave them the way they were. The problem is they're all different sizes. And I'm not sure how to get them the same size without messing them up. You know, it just wasn't working. So what I decided to do was I just did it with one. This morning, I grabbed the biggest one and I took it apart. And I tied. Now, the main reason that I didn't want to take it apart was because the pieces were already all cut, right? And to do them the way that I was doing them for the other cardigan, which is, you know, each round one color, I didn't want to take them apart because shortening them, doing them the way that I have to do them, the way I figured it out, the lengths would be all off. And then I would have to cut pieces, and then there's little scraps everywhere. And to me, that's just a waste. But since these squares are going to be done in my way, I thought it would be okay to take them apart and tie all those pieces together. This is what we have so far. Oh, let me turn it around so you see the right side. Now, if you're new here, I know this might look funky to you because I don't do I like tying yarn on and just letting it go wherever it goes. I think it looks a little bit more, you know, it's more artistic, but especially when you're doing something like this, to me it looks a little bit more real because, you know, if you ever really have seen flowers or anything like that, yes, you do have some that are all, you know, the center is all brown and stuff like that. But if you've ever really looked, there are flowers that, you know, it goes where, you know, it kind of looks, I mean, not exactly like this, but, you know, where it doesn't, words are so hard right now. Well, for me, words are usually hard. But right now, words are very hard. You know, nothing's perfect. That's just the bottom line. Sometimes things aren't perfect. It doesn't mean they aren't beautiful. So, I had said in the last video, we are doing this particular project, which is kind of a secret project, because I'm not really sure what it's called or what I'm going for just yet, but I have the vision. So we're going to do it. And for this particular project, we're doing it my way. And we're going to have one cardigan where the squares are done each round, one color, the way they're normally done. And we're going to have one project where it's the Mary Jo way, where, the yarn falls where it falls. Now, when I'm doing other projects, like normally I would treat, if I'm using more than one color, what I do is I just tie it on wherever I feel like I want to snip it and tie it on to the next color. And it's just like making my own color changing yarn. I know a lot of people don't like that, and that's okay. That's okay that you don't like that, and you don't have to do it that way. If you like a pattern of mine, I mean, I am going to be working on these patterns where I can have them written down and try and, get them pattern tested and hopefully released one day. Just because I do it this way doesn't mean you have to do it this way. As long as you follow the rows or the rounds or whatever it is, you can put the yarn wherever you want it. If you want to do, regular, just one round or one row in that color, and you don't want to have, a color stop just randomly wherever, you can do that. And that's okay if that's what you want to do. You should do whatever feels right to you. And that's what I think is most important. Because I know I've said it before in my other videos, but to me, crochet is just another form of art. Not only in the designs that you pick, but also in the way you want to use the yarn. So if you want to use the yarn and just put the yarn, start it wherever you want to start it, that's okay. I think that it's a form of wearable art and expression. And if there is a pattern of mine that you like, but you don't want to do it this way and just snip the yarn off wherever and tie it on, and you want to do, a traditional regular round, that's okay. You can still follow the pattern and get the results you want. And that's kind of why I want to do it this way. And that's also why I wanted to take it apart down to the center. Because this flower square is going to be done the same way as the other flower square. The only difference is going to be where the yarn is. That's it. And that's why I decided to take this one apart. I want to make sure that I can get it done that way. And I am going to take the other ones apart as well and do the same thing. So that all the squares will be the same size and it'll be easier to attach them and put them together. And once I'm done with these squares, I will show you, or at least this one, I will show you what it's going to look like next to the other one. And you'll see, hopefully, what I mean. So, for today, what I think we are going to do is these squares. And the reason why I want to get them done now is because there's only 3 squares. So taking them apart and redoing them is going to be, not that difficult. The hardest part is literally going to be taking them apart. And, you know, that's not a big deal. There's only, like I said, there's only 3, and we're not going all the way down, just to the center. But I'm going to go work on this one, and actually it's not, you know, I think this is where, hold on. I think this is where I start the corners. So once I get it this far, that's where I'm going to start turning it into a square, I believe. I do need to grab another square so that I could see. But I believe that here is where I start to square off. I'm going to do the count, and then I'm going to go check, and I'm going to go work on this square, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. All right? All right. Okay, so I decided that instead of, because on this one I had the brown on the outside, if you remember, I had the brown and the green on the outside, trying to make it even out. This, I think, was the very first square that I tried. So I don't want that. And I can use that to make more centers, whether it's squares or rounds for more flowers. So what I did was I tied on the golden yellow. I think it's called Varsity Gold. Yeah. And this is what I'm going to use to connect all the other squares for the first cardigan. But I kind of want to keep the squares themselves all yellow. And at first I was going to tie on the same yellow, but then I decided not to. And I just want to use this for the very, you know, to finish off this round, which is round 9. And then do round 10, because these flower squares, because of the fact that I use half double crochets in the center, and to build up the square, they need 10 rounds to be the same size as the regular squares. And I'm finishing up round 9 right now. And then I just have one more round to do. And I thought it would just be nice to do it in this color. And this is what it's looking like so far. So it'll just go in, and then the last round will be completely gold. Now, I'm still not sure what color I'm going to use to attach these squares together, but we'll figure that out. But I'm going to go finish this, and then I'll let you know what it looks like.
It's just an isolated incident. And we will be very much able to detect. Oh my God, this is huge. Do you have any suspects? See, look, it's Gail Weathers. Starred the Gail Weathers press conference. Based on the book by Gail Weathers. Soon to be a major motion picture starring Gail Weathers.
In time, she saved our lives.
She had Catherine thoughts.
Hardly. Do you plan on giving the town a curfew?
I'm gonna get closer.
Hello, girls. Enjoying yourselves? Oh, hello, Sister Lois. Hello, Fetch. Hi, Sidney. Hey, this is Flapper. Oh, I manage. It's really weird, isn't it? To think this fuss is all because of you. I mean, not directly. But in some 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon way. Yeah. Now, Hallie, are you going to bring your friend to our little martini mixer tonight? I have a lot of work to do. We'll be there. Oh, good. Because Sid, we have our eyes on you. In the Delta Warriors. Very sensitive to
You search Yes, it can once you get in.
That's not gonna happen.
Delta Land. Biggest bunch of fuckers.
Hey! I'm catching up with them, thank you. Oh my goodness.
Who's that?
Julie? Come here.
I was worried about you. I heard about what happened last night. Who's that? You okay?
And this square is done. Now let's see how it looks. Hold on a second.
If there is some freaked out cyclone trying to follow in Billy Lewis's footsteps, she's probably over here. Or her. Or them. They're probably on the
And there we go. That's what my square looks like. I don't know where I'm going. I think I like it this way. I don't know. Maybe this way. Let me know what you think. But I am going to take a break. My feet are starting to go numb, so I desperately need to take a break. And I will be back. And when I come back, maybe I could have tied on a little bit more green. Although I do like it, I think that it could have used a little more green, but we'll figure that out. That's fine. I like it. But I'll be back in just a second. Okay, guys. Now, it's a little bit later on in the night. It's what? Hold on. It is 8:15. Now, I don't remember, honestly, I don't remember what was the last thing I showed you, and that was like earlier today. But I am going to show you what I've done so far. Now, I have been working, but I don't know if I said this before. I was editing. I got the video. Today is Sunday, by the way, if I haven't mentioned that earlier. Today is Sunday. So I edited and uploaded the video for tomorrow. And I finished the video for Tuesday. And I have to edit that now. But, you know, I want to crochet a little bit. I mean, I wanted to film a little bit before I started editing and show you what I've done. So all the 3 squares, I ended up, this was the first one, I think. And I did this one, or maybe it was one of these. But anyway, I took them all apart. I took all of them apart. And I redid all of them. So we have that one. We have this one. And we have this one. So these 3 squares, the ones that were done and that, you know, I took them apart and I redid them. And I also finished one of the squares for the love blanket. I know this one came out a little bit dark, but that's okay. I like it. So right now we have a total of 4 squares that are completed. We'll just put this on top of the table right now. Over here, you can't see it. And now I want to do, this is the last square that's going to finish in red. So I don't want to put hot pink in this one. And I have to finish it in red. So I am going to do some white and lighten this one up a little. I don't know if I should do white. Yeah, I think I'll do white with the red, because I could do purple, but then it would be the purple, the light purple next to the red. I have lilac. If I could get it out. This is a nightmare. All right. I can do purple and then red, or I can do white and then red. You know what? I'm going to do the lilac. I hate when these labels come off. All right. Honestly, like, all of these labels pop off so easily. I have a bunch in my cubes. I was organizing a little bit, just a little bit today. I took some of the yarn that was on the shelves because there was, it's so sad. There were a lot of open spaces because I've been using a lot of yarn, right? And I want to have a section on the other side where I put the new yarn, to have like a basket where all of the yarn scraps, or like not really scraps, but the half skeins that I have, that I don't want to put them on the back on the wall, because you know they're not full skeins. They're falling, some of them are falling apart. So I was thinking that what I can do is I can put those in a basket, right? Get them as neat as possible and just stack them up in a basket. So I'm going to take some of the yarn that's on the other shelf, and I can move it to the main yarn wall, and then put the basket on the other side of the room. And that would clean up most of the table, because especially my working table, like kind of like my desk, that is stacked with, what do you call that? Oh, for the love of Christmas. Half skeins. So if I can get that table cleared off, that would be great. Because the other table, really what's on it is like whips. That's mainly what's there. And once I can clear, you know, rearrange some things. So I moved the yarn that I could have rearranged, and I made some space. And now I just want to add some of the yarn and move that over. And I might do that tomorrow. I don't know if y'all want to see that, but maybe I'll film it. But I did a little bit of that. And now I did eat finally. And now I'm just gonna sit here and try to finish all of these squares. Hopefully, I think after this square, I only have 4 more squares to go. 4 or 5 squares to go. I think it's 4. And I should be able to get them done by tonight. And then if I can work on some of these squares for the other project with the sunflower squares, that would be awesome, because I would love to have all of these squares done by tonight. So that way tomorrow I can, number one, start putting things together. Just pick one project at a time and start connecting it. And I also wanted to do the granny squares for, what do you call that? The placemats. And those won't take very long because they're small. I believe they're only 4 rounds, but the thing is they're cotton. But I do want to have all of these squares done first before I touch anything else, which is a little crazy because I kind of started a bag. Maybe. I just had an idea of a little, like, it's hard to describe it. But it's not a big bag. It's like, probably like that wide. And I don't know, I had the idea in my head and I just wanted to do the base, you know, because for me, sometimes in order for me not to, like, I know this is going to sound weird, but when I have an idea about something and I just keep thinking about it over and over and over again, the only way I can get it out of my head is by starting the project. And then once the project is started and it's sitting there, I know what I was doing. You know what I mean? But it's no longer in my head. I'm not thinking about it the way I was because I already started it. So I can just pick it up here and there. It's not anything big. It's not anything intense. It's just going to be like a small little kind of like handbag that's going to end up having a detachable strap. And, you know, I would like to get it done quickly, but I just also am going to wait, but I just needed to get it started. And it's sitting over there. I don't think that the bag would take me more than an hour and a half to make, because again, it's just half double crochets going all the way in the round. Kind of like when you're doing, you know, a spiral. I'm not turning. I know that's a shocker, right? I'm not turning my work. I'm just working up in a spiral. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, my thing is this. Should I put red on this? Or should I do the other purple and make it like a really heavy purple square? Because that's what I've got left, is just the purple squares that, you know, have the outer rows in that dark purple. And maybe I can take one of the squares that's for purple and I can do the red on the outside, because I think that would look really cool, like the pink to the dark purple to the light purple, then to another darker purple. I think that might be a nice square. Now, let me see. I think that's enough yarn. Maybe. Alright. And now let's see. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. So I decided on this one, I am going to add this purple. And I took this square out of the purple one that's left. And I'm going to do, I think, the lilac and then the red. That should look nice, I think. But I'm going to work on this now. And like I said, I'm hoping that I will have all of these squares done before the end of the night. And I think I could do it. I think I can get them all done. Some of the ones that are left are extremely smaller than these. So these don't take as long because it's fewer rows. But I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I think I should be able to get them all done before I go to sleep. At least these. Now, like I said, if I do finish these rather quickly, then I can maybe do at least the flowers, the flower granny squares, the sunflower granny squares. And if I can get those done, that would be good. Although I don't know if I should do those or the regular squares, because the regular squares might be faster. Who knows? We're just going to play it by ear. And whatever it is that, you know, I decide to work on next, I think it's just better that way. Because I crochet better when I crochet what I feel like crocheting. And I think it gets done faster that way. So whatever I feel like I want to pick up next, like right now I really want to do these squares. I really want to finish them. What I do after that, I don't know. Maybe I'll start on the final squares for the special project, or I will work on that bag and see if I can get a majority of it done, because again, it's not going to be a big bag. It's just like a small little, like, you know, purse. Nothing big, nothing elaborate. It's going to have handles, but they're going to be built right in once I get high enough. And the straps don't have to be sewn in because I want to do them on these things, and then I want to be able to clip the strap onto the bag itself, if that makes sense. Or I might crochet rings into the bag, and then, you know, those hooks can go into the rings. But I do want it to be removable, you know? So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But at the bare minimum, I want to have all the squares for the all the squares for the love blankets to be finished. That's what I really want. And again, I have, after this, not counting this square, I have, what in the world? After this square, I have 5 others. Honestly. My pain is starting to come back a little bit because I was doing some things before I sat down. And I think maybe I need to go take care of my pain, but not before I finish this square. So I'm going to go finish this, and I'll let you know when I'm done, and I'll show you this square, and then hopefully I could get the other ones done rather quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Okay, this one is done. It is done. Check it out. That's cute. Don't know which way it's going to fall yet, but that's cute. So now this one is going to finish with the red. And then we'll have, yeah, so right now we have 5 more squares. This one's going to be outlined with the red, and these are going to be with the purple, so we'll do these after. And I'm going to put this purple over here for right now and get it out of my way. And this one, it already has white. I don't want to do hot pink and red. I really don't. And we are on 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle of the fourth. 5, 6. So we're going to do the lilac and then the red. But I'm just going to tie it on right now. And I'm going to go take a little bit of a break because I am starting to get a headache. And I think a little bit of coffee will help. I get really bad headaches if I don't have, if I don't have enough coffee throughout the day. I don't drink soda or anything like that. So the only way I get my caffeine is by drinking coffee. So I literally drink coffee all day long. But it's been a little while since I've had a little bit. It's been a couple hours and I'm starting to get a headache. Like right back here. And I need to take a break. So I'm going to take a break and then I'm going to come back and finish these. And then I got to see what order I want to do these 4 in because I need to go by the colors. So red is going to be on the outside. I can't use white on this one. I'll do the lilac and then the purple on this one. I mean the red, lilac, then red. And this one's 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one will probably be white, lilac, then red. Or maybe lilac, white, and red. Yeah, we just have these. Oh, no. There's only one. These all end in purple. Okay. I was just about to, no. All right. I need a break. I desperately need a break. I'm all messed up. I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, we're going to work on these squares, or when I come back, they might be started or finished. Who knows? I don't know. It depends on how I feel. But I will be back. Okay. And once again, I forgot to look at the time. All right. It is 9:46. And I took a little break. I feel a little bit better. I'm going to work on this square right here. This is going to be the last square for the red outside. And then we have 4 more to go. And hopefully those can get done tonight. I'm going to do, hopefully I can get this one and one more done. Then take a break. And then do the last 2. And that's what I'm hoping for. So that, you know, I can have all the squares for the blanket and all the squares for the cardigan done. And then I don't know if I'll be able to do any of the other ones today, but then tomorrow, all I really have to focus on is getting the squares done for the other project, which I want all my squares done. I realize that before I start assembling anything, I want all the granny squares done for everything, except for the placemats. That I'll do as I'm attaching these 3 main projects. But the 3 main projects, which are the biggest projects and have the largest amount of squares, well, I mean, yes and no. They're not all being done at the same time, because they are being done in batches, but the placemats are going to be, I think, the largest amount of squares in, you know, like, that I have to do all in the same exact yarn. But the good thing is they're smaller. They're only 4 rounds. So I should be able to get, you know, at least 6 done in one sitting, maybe. So technically, while I'm crocheting my hair, it does need to go up, because I'm either sitting on it or crocheting it. But those are small, right? So I can do those in between. Like, you know, I can start putting one of these projects together, which will probably be the smaller ones, and just attaching them all. And in between that, I could make the squares for the placemats. But I do want to get the placemats also finished as soon as possible. And the placemats are going to be sewn together, not crocheted together. So, or, no, you know what? I might crochet them, but it'll be like the, I might just single crochet them together. But anyway, I'm going to go work on this. And I will catch up with you in just a second. All right, guys. Alright, so I'm almost at the end of this square, and I'm going to need to take a break. My hands don't want to seem to be working right now. This square took me a little bit longer than I would have liked, and my headache feels like it's gotten a little bit worse, but I also feel very dizzy. Not dizzy, like dizzy sometimes, but more lightheaded. I don't know how to explain it. And my left foot is completely numb. So I'm going to need to take a little bit of a break. And then hopefully I will be able to finish these squares. I mean, if I can't, I can't. You know, it is what it is. But I really am hoping to finish these last 4 squares today. Because, like I said, I would really like to get all of these squares done by no later than tomorrow. And that's just the ones for the other thing that I'm making. And what I might do is start joining the ones for the cardigan tomorrow. And then also work on making the squares. But if I can get these finished, I like that. If I can get these last 4 finished, then I will be okay. And I have to figure out what colors I'm going to do next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one, I think this one I'm going to do, which I'm going to tie on right now just to start it, is the lilac. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I want to put red into one more of these. So I'll do it in this one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one, we will do a little bit of red. And we're going to tie this on. And then that'll be the end of the red for the squares. This will be the last time I'm using red. And I'll put it away. And then I do need to grab the hot pink. Because I'll put the hot pink in one more square. Because then all we really, and then I can do one more square with the white, right? So I'm going to put red into this one. I really need to take a break. Alright, I think I know how I'm doing the last few squares. I think I got it all down. It would be nice if my hands could work. But I do think I have it all down. I think what I'm going to do is put red into this one. I don't know why. So loose. I just want to get this last in here so that I can join this square together. Okay. And then I want to join the other square just to have them know which one I'm using for what before I forget, because that does happen a lot. So this square is going to get red. I gotta go grab the pink. And then once I do that, I will be okay. I will feel better. Actually, we can connect the yarn, the second piece, to all of them. So for this one, I'm going to tie on this one. I'm going to tie on the lilac because there's already white in here. Let's just do a couple of stitches to get the lilac showing. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see. All right. Lilac in this one. And then hot pink will go in that one. So, and my hot pink is over there. So every single color that's left is already attached. Or almost. We're going to do hot pink with that one. And then we'll have all of them attached to the next one, and most of these. So we're going to do the big ones first, right? And then whatever yarn is left. Ow! I just stabbed myself. These last couple of days, I don't know what it is, but I've been like stabbing myself, banging my arms into furniture. Everything falls out of my hands. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so again, we're just going to put this on so I can tighten the color. Okay, so the white is going to be on this one, which has the hot pink in the middle. This square is done, so we're going to put it over here with the other ones that were finished today and have the purple on top. And this one is going to get hot pink. Hold on. All right, so I do have to start a new skein of hot pink. Which way is it? I got used to the yarn being right there to pull. Almost every skein that I've gotten so far from Big Twist, the tail has been sticking out. And this gives me yarn barf. Okay. That's awesome. Where's the center? I don't know. Here we go. Yeah, we're not doing that. All right. So, once I tie this on, I might crochet just a few stitches to get the hot pink on. And then I'm going to take a break. But at least I feel a little bit better because now I don't have to worry about picking out colors and what goes where and how am I going to do this. I don't have to worry about that right now. All I literally have to worry about is crocheting these squares the way I have them set up. Oh, Jesus. Are you serious right now? I hate when that happens. It got knotted. There we go. Now we can tie it back on. Okay, so again, we're just going to do a few stitches. We'll just do the corner. Okay. Wow, I just got dizzy. This is, now we have all 4 squares attached. I think I'm going to do this one first when I come back. Put that one there. This is the largest one. And I can get this done where, you know, like get the purple on here and then do that get the purple on here and cut it off and attach it to the one we're going to finish with. And then this purple is actually going to be used, I think, on this pink one. We're going to do hot pink, purple, and then dark purple. And then if I need the purple again, at least I have it ready. But we're going to do that hopefully in a little bit. But I desperately need to take a break. So I will see y'all in a moment. Hey guys, it is the next day. I just wanted to show you what we did yesterday and close out this video. So yesterday I finished all of these squares. If you remember, I redid all of these three all over again. And I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the love blanket. So in total, that's 8 squares. Not bad. Not bad at all, I don't think. You let me know. Now, hopefully we can get the rest of these squares done soon and start putting everything together. But that's it for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. And I hope you stick around to see what comes next. And just keep creating. Thank y'all for watching. Bye, guys. See you in the next one.